So one of the things we need to be on the lookout for and to be prepared to blame our scumbag criminal president for is future crimes committed by the insurrectionists that he pardoned. Because this is a bad group of people. Many of them had criminal records before January 6th. And you know damn well that many of them are going to go on to commit more crimes now that they've been pardoned. And every one of those crimes need to be blamed on Donald Trump. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up now is because last week I got a comment on one of the videos I posted from someone named Terry Wilder. Now, I have her permission to share her comment and to talk about this. But here's what she wrote. She wrote, "I know this isn't on the subject you talked about, but I want everyone to know that one of the insurrectionists holding the Pelosi sign, her name is Emily Hernandez. She got 30 days in jail, a $500 fine, along with her uncle from Missouri, and was told to stay out of trouble, but she didn't. She got drunk driving down the highway in the wrong direction, killing my nephew's wife. They were out celebrating their 15th wedding anniversary, and she died in his arms. And now my nephews don't have a mom. She will be sentenced in Sullivan, Missouri on the 28th of January. So I received that. I looked into Emily Hernandez, and she indeed was arrested for her crimes on January 6th. And she was sentenced to 30 days in jail and a $500 fine for what she did on that day. Now, I wasn't able to find out exactly what she was charged with. I didn't dig all that deep, to be honest, but a couple articles that I read on the subject said that she had been charged with several crimes. She had been indicted for several crimes, and she pled out to this and got 30 days in jail, a $500 fine. So this was clearly a plea bargain agreement in which the other crimes were dropped. She pled to one of them. And she got 30 days in jail, $500 fine. She probably had more serious cases dropped, would be my guess, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, so there you have a January 6th insurrectionist. And by the way, let's take a look at this woman. Here she is, right there. There she is. Emily Hernandez, very proud of herself in this picture, very excited. I'm sure she showed a lot of remorse at her sentencing. There she is, holding with her fellow insurrectionists there a splintered, broken piece of a sign. I believe this said the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi. So there she is. All of these scumbags that got pardoned. Anyway, so she gets her slap on the wrist sentence. Right, but by the way, wasn't it important for Merrick Garland to begin with prosecuting this woman so that we could give her her $500 fine and her 30 days in jail? Wasn't that important? It was far more important to go after her first. Not that she shouldn't have been gone after. She should have been. But to go after her and all the other people along with her there, instead of going after the one guy who was most responsible for the whole thing. So way to go, Merrick Garland and Joe Biden for picking this coward, this incompetent fool, Merrick Garland, for Attorney General. But hey, at least she got 30 days in jail and a $500 fine, and now her record completely wiped away, at least insofar as this. Anyway, let's return to this crime she committed where she killed a woman. This is the article that appeared in the Missourian after she pled guilty. Okay, so she pled guilty, and then later on there was a sentencing date. So, headline, Emily Hernandez, formerly January 6th rioter, pleads guilty in lethal DWI case. There she is again. Not quite so smug in this picture. Emily Hernandez, a Franklin County woman convicted of storming the U.S. Capitol building on January 6th, pleaded guilty Tuesday to killing a St. Clair resident and seriously injuring another while driving intoxicated. By the way, I understand that Donald Trump's pardon of this woman would not have prevented her from committing this crime because, she committed this after she served her 30-day jail sentence. So the pardon just wiped away her conviction. It didn't get her out of jail. She was already out. She served her time. But there are many people who did get released from prison and who would be in prison for many more years, who now are free to commit crimes that they otherwise would not have been able to commit because they would have been incarcerated. And so that absolutely is Donald Trump's fault. But I don't care. This is, if any of them commit new crimes, whether they would have been in prison or not, I don't give a damn, to be honest with you. Donald Trump pardoned these people. We're going to blame it all on him either way. Anyway, let's return to this article here. Franklin County prosecutors charged Hernandez, 25, with 2 crimes: DWI resulting in death and DWI resulting in serious injury, after a crash on Interstate 44 on January 5, 2022. According to previous Missourian reporting, Hernandez was driving the wrong way in the eastbound lanes of I-44 shortly after 7 p.m. So she's driving the wrong way on a highway when she crashed into a car driven by Ryan Wilson and carrying passenger Vicky Wilson, both of St. Clair. The collision sent the Wilsons' car into the median, where it struck cable barriers. The couple was returning from Sullivan, where they had gone to celebrate their 15th wedding anniversary, according to family members. Vicky Wilson, 32, was killed in the crash. Her husband suffered serious injuries, as did Hernandez. Okay, so let me continue just a little bit here. A preliminary breath test indicated that her blood alcohol content was 0.2. That's crazy. More than double Missouri's legal driving limit of 0.08. Prosecutors said a subsequent blood analysis showed a blood alcohol content of 0.0125. Okay, that's a big discrepancy there. So either that portable breath test, which aren't that accurate, which is why they're not admissible in court, either that was way off, showing 0.2, or a long period of time elapsed between that portable breath test and when she was taken downtown, or taken downtown. Anyways, taken and booked in and took the intoxilizer. That's a much more accurate machine, which is admissible in court. Anyway, Hernandez entered an open plea to the 2 DWI crimes and is scheduled to be sentenced by Franklin County Circuit Judge Ryan Helfrich on January 29th. That's the reason I'm doing this now, because we now know about her sentencing. Emily Hernandez, pardoned for January 6th, sentenced in wrong way crash that killed mother of 2. Admitted Capitol rioter Emily Hernandez was sentenced to 10 years in prison Wednesday in a wrong way crash. Hernandez admitted driving a car. Okay, we already know what she did. She was sentenced for 2 counts of driving under the influence in a wrong way crash. At the sentencing, Wilson's family members sobbed at times as they gave statements about how losing her has affected their lives and why they wanted Emily Hernandez to receive the maximum sentence. "She was my baby girl," said Tony Donaldson, Wilson's mother. Vicky Wilson was a caring and kind mother of 2. And what was her sentence? I must have missed it there. 10 years. 10 years in prison. So that, there she is. The point is that these people are criminals. Not just the January 6th criminals, but most of them probably. are scumbags to the core, just like their Orange God King, are criminals inherently. By their nature, these are criminals, just like their Orange God King. And just like their Orange God King, they're going to continue to commit crimes, many of them. And every damn one of them should be blamed on Donald Trump. So, give you an example. Here's a recent article. Indiana manned. Did I just say manned? Mando. Like that body wash, anti-stink body lotion. Mando. Indiana man pardoned for January 6th crimes is killed in traffic stop. Shot by a deputy. Matthew Huddle, 42, pleaded guilty to entering the U.S. Capitol and was on supervised release before President Donald Trump pardoned him. So he was on parole or probation. Not exactly sure from that headline. An Indiana man who was recently pardoned for his participation in the January 6th Capitol riot was shot and killed during a traffic stop by a sheriff's deputy on Sunday. Matthew Huddle, piece of shit, was involved in a traffic stop by a Jasper County Sheriff's deputy. It is alleged that Huddle resisted arrest and was found to have a firearm on him. Quote, an altercation took place between the suspect and the officer, which resulted in the officer firing his weapon and fatally wounding the suspect. All right, so that's another January 6th insurrectionist there for you. How about this guy? This is out of North Carolina. Mint Hill man, recently pardoned for January 6th, also charged with child pornography and exploitation. Isn't that lovely? I thought these Trump cultists were all against child pornography and pedophilia and all of that. Isn't that the big thing? Isn't that the whole Q, behind a lot of the Q garbage? That there's this massive pedophile ring by the deep state or something. I don't know. But the point is, pedophilia, child pornography, that's a big thing. But, I think like most things that come from Donald Trump and the Trump cult and MAGA Republicans, it's all projection. So if they are railing against child pornography, a good bet is that all of these people have child pornography in their homes if you were to search them. These people, it's all projection. What else do we have here? Criminal records. There we go. Criminal records of January 6th rioters pardoned by Trump include rape and domestic violence. Dozens of January 6th defendants who received pardons from Donald Trump had past criminal convictions for charges including rape, manslaughter, domestic violence, and drug trafficking. Didn't Donald Trump say that he wanted the death penalty for drug traffickers? Apparently he's pardoned some. So the point is, these scumbags, these criminals, were criminals before January 6th. Now that they're pardoned and probably feeling emboldened, like Donald Trump has their back now, they're almost certainly, at least many of them, are going to go on to commit new crimes, just like Donald Trump. And we need to be on the lookout for that and to blame every single crime that any of them commit from now for the rest of their lives on Donald Trump. This is what you voted for, America, right? You voted for a convicted felon who was actually being honest when he ran for re-election, promising to pardon these people, promising to pardon these criminals. You voted for him, knowing that, or you should have known that. And from the polling I've seen on this, his pardons are very unpopular, including many of the people who voted for Donald Trump disapproving of these pardons. Then why the hell did you vote for him? I think we're going to be seeing this a lot, by the way. We're going to be seeing people very unhappy with his policies, yet they voted for him. And a lot of the policies that I guarantee you they're going to be very upset about are things that he promised to do. And they voted for him. But we shouldn't be surprised, because we are surrounded in this country by blithering idiots. Anyway, this is my heart goes out to the family of the woman killed by this insurrectionist. Where is she? Let's pull her up one more time. Killed by this insurrectionist. Now, she won't be committing any crimes, at least outside of prison, for the next 10 years. Or how long, I don't know how long she's actually going to serve. We'll see. But she won't be committing any more crimes in the immediate future unless she's committing them in prison. But all of her buddies there, you know, they're all going to be committing crimes. And this woman deserves to be paying for the crime that she committed in killing a woman. Anyway, it's a sad story to have to report on, but it serves as a good reminder, I think, that these are bad people that were pardoned, and they're going to go on to do many bad things. And we need to lay that all at the feet of Donald Trump. Anyway, thanks for watching. Talk to you again soon.